Robyn and Kody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I think their marriage
really,
is great.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
I think they're equally matched and equally yoked, and they deserve each other. They can have. Did that sound bad? Did that sound snarky in any way? Sort of.
Clarify saying it wasn't snarky.
It was a little.
I think she intended just a little shade there.
They completely deserve each other, and I hope they really have the best life.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday, November 21st, 2023. Christine and Janelle Brown are over in New York the last several days, sitting down with multiple outlets doing a series of interviews ahead of the Sister Wives Tell-All. And the interviews are probably the most candid we've seen Janelle and Christine ever in an interview. And they talked about the status of their lives. They talked about where things stand with the other people like Kody, Robyn, and Mary. They talked about season 18. They even talked about next season. Yeah, next season is going to include Christine, Janelle, and all of the gang. And as far as a spinoff, the answer is no. Christine and Janelle are going to stay on Sister Wives. They said for as long as the show airs, and their lives will be showcased as the two of them. And Kody and Robyn and Mary will all have separate storylines. I was like shocked by that. I thought after this contract would be up, they would want their own show, but they would like a spinoff, it sounds like, but it hasn't happened yet. So as they were in their interviews, they were asked a lot of questions about Robyn. They were asked a lot of questions about Kody. And they were pretty diplomatic about things, although they were asked about where things stood between like Kody and Robyn, is their marriage solid, and where they stood with Robyn. And they spoke again to multiple outlets. So I want to just show you some clips of their takeaways from each of them, because Christine clearly had a lot she wanted to say, but withheld or bit her tongue. I would say Janelle was more diplomatic than Christine. Christine for sure was a little bit more snarky than Janelle. And it seems like even though Christine's married and moved on, and Janelle is left and moved on, and they say they're happy, there's still, even though they claim that there's no hard feelings, there could be some residual hard feelings here. It's hard to know. It also could just be more fodder to promote Sister Wives. So let's dive into the topic. Before we do, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click on the bell so you never miss a video. They sat down with Access Hollywood, and this is just a short clip from there.
We wish it could be better. I'll support it as much as I can, because I would love him to have a great relationship with all of his kids. So like when we find out he's coming into town, usually it's day before and we already have plans, but we break them and we make sure that Truly gets to see her dad. And so I'll do everything that I can to make sure it happens, because I think it's super important for them to have a good relationship, and hopefully it gets better. I hope so.
Right. We saw him.
A few things they spoke about were her marriage with David. She talked about their relationship a little bit. We can talk about that in another video. I just want to get you the details about the situation with Kody. So Kody still sees the kids. He sees Savannah and he sees Truly. He'll get together every so often with kids in Salt Lake when he goes up there to visit for Truly. But the relationship is not the best, apparently. And it's strained, and so they don't see him that frequently, and the relationships are, I don't know, they were very vague about it. He said that he recently saw Truly, and she brought Truly to McKelty's house and dropped Truly off, and then McKelty, Truly, Aspen, and Isabel hung out with Kody for a couple hours and spent time together. And she was pretty clear that when she drops off Truly, she goes to a neutral place because she doesn't want to see Kody. And the last time they saw Kody was at Gwendolyn's wedding. So when they're doing exchanges for Truly to get together with him, they're not actually seeing each other, which maybe that's good. I've never been in a divorce, so I don't know what custody exchanges are like. But it does seem kind of, I mean, they're going to do a show with him, right? They're going to stay on Sister Wives with him, but they don't want to see him. It's just, I'm trying to like wrap my mind around this idea that they're going to stay on this series, but when she has to exchange custody for the kids, she doesn't want to see him. But she's married to David, everything's good, and the relationship with the kids, they want it to be better, but it's, it's struggling. And then they asked about what Kody had said about the relationship with the kids and Robyn.
We saw him recently say that he won't reconcile with them if they don't accept Robyn.
I think things can change maybe, but he's been pretty clear about that. Like the acceptance of Robyn seems to be...
I think it was more like, I'll be a father to those that will let me be a father. And I think that brings a lot of baggage along with it. My children are kind of like, I don't know what that means. You can...
Right.
It's a two-way street here.
It's a little bit confusing, this interview, because on the one hand, they say that Kody sees the kids. On the other hand, they say that the relationships could be better. And then on the other hand, they say that some of the kids don't want to have a relationship with him and that Kody won't accept the kids that don't accept Robyn. So in order for them to have a relationship with him, they have to accept Robyn. And then Janelle's like, well, he says that it has to be about who he'll let be a father or who will let him be a father. I feel like they're maybe just trying to be as optimistic as possible without dragging Kody too much about it. I don't know. There's something about this to me that just kind of feels weird. I understand that they're public figures, and so they don't want to say super nasty things about Kody. I also understand that they have kids with Kody, so they want to be mindful of what they say about him. But at the same time, I feel like in a way they're a little bit protective of him in that they're not providing this true idea of what's going on, because Christine doesn't want to see him when Truly sees her dad. She'll do everything she can for Truly to have a relationship with him and break plans for them to see him, but she doesn't want to see him. They don't ever see Kody. They'll never sit on a couch again with Kody. They are going to stay on a show with Kody. And then some of the kids don't want to have a relationship with him. And this Robyn issue continues to be a problem in the family. So it's like there's things that they're saying without saying, and they're not answering. And I'm sure it's a hard position for them to be in. But, they started out this interview saying that they're authentic and honest. And I thought that's so funny because for years, they haven't been honest until recently. I think a lot of people watch the show not because they're honest, but because the show is kind of a train wreck. I don't know. That's where I'm coming from. I mean, either way, it's, if I were them, I would not be protecting Kody. But I also would understand that you would need to be mindful that that is Truly's dad.
What are your thoughts on Robyn, her devastated kind of reaction to all the marriages?
Sorry.
I think she intellectually would like a plural marriage, but I'm not sure she really wants. But I can't speak for her. I have no idea.
I think Robyn and Kody can have each other. I think they're great together. I think they're a really good couple. And they can have each other for the rest of their lives. I think it's awesome.
So this was the kind of culmination of the end of the Access Hollywood. And she thinks it's funny that Robyn is devastated about their breakups. And apparently Janelle doesn't think that Robyn really wants plural marriage. Like intellectually she wanted it, but in practice, not necessarily what she wanted. I don't know. But they also still believe that Kody and Robyn are soulmates. And unfortunately, I don't believe them on that. I mean, I think they believe that Kody and Robyn are soulmates, but I don't necessarily believe that they are. I don't think Kody can love anyone but himself. And I don't think Robyn likes anyone but money. Seriously. They also don't think that Kody and Robyn will ever get divorced. And they think they have a great marriage, which is sort of contradictory to what happened at the tell-all and what Kody and Robyn have been saying publicly about their marriage. So, I feel like they might not know as much about Kody and Robyn's marriage as they lead on, or they're just trying to be nice about it, or I don't know. They don't necessarily have a lot of good things to say about Robyn or Kody. And they were more real in the Entertainment Tonight interview. And I think, honestly, it was because the woman that interviewed them asked better questions. So this is another clip from Entertainment Tonight.
Well,
be
it's about
praised.
freaking time.
God's
Sorry.
be praised.
Yeah,
She's
let
so
her go.
loyal.
Oh, she's so loyal.
She's loyal to a fault. And I just feel like I'm glad because now she can do her thing.
So glad she can do her thing. I'm just glad she was able to finally just move on. She needed to. I'm so proud of her for making that step. The thing is I think that she was waiting. She really would have liked to have been released from Kody, like for him to say, all right, now we're done kind of thing. She never really wanted to be the person to end it. So the way it happened is sad.
So neither one of them want to be friends with Mary or have anything to do with her just because of their past and all the bones and skeletons in their closet that they don't ever address or talk about. But both of them were so super happy for Mary that she finally was able to end her relationship with Kody, and equally as sort of sad that it took Kody so long to finally be honest with Mary and let her go, because he wouldn't let her go. He was stringing her along. He was saying publicly, I don't want to be married to Mary anymore, and then privately telling her things like, we can have something new, something different. And Christine says Mary wanted to be released a long time ago from Kody, and he wouldn't do it. Kody didn't want to be in a marriage with her, didn't want to be married to her, didn't feel like he could release her, or did he just want her money? And even when she was trying to leave him, he probably would have just been fine if she would have stayed, because then he would have still had access to her money. I wish they would address sort of the elephants in the room when it comes to the financial fraud and, that aspect of it, but they don't. And maybe they'll address it on the show. I don't know. There's still no court cases, and they still have all this property tied up together with Kody. Even Janelle is still on the property at Coyote Pass. But after they talked about Mary, which they support Mary leaving and they want her to be happy, they're not going to be close to her, not surprised. When it comes to Robyn, this is what they had to say.
Again, I'm not going to have a relationship with Robyn.
You do not stand with Robyn.
No.
Okay.
I am just going to have people in my life that I trust.
And you do not trust Robyn.
No, I don't trust Robyn. I think that
Is there something singular that she did to break your trust?
I would say she says one thing, but I don't see proof that she really wants it. Just what comes out of her mouth isn't, I don't know, she doesn't have the actions to prove that that's really how she feels for me and how I see it. I'm not going to be with someone who's going to jump to whatever.
I'm sure that Christine will say a lot more about Robyn at the tell-all, but really what I gathered from what she just said there was that she doesn't trust that Robyn says what she means, and that when she says things, her words are empty. She also doesn't trust that Robyn tells the truth, because when she says something, her actions don't match her words. She doesn't trust that Robyn will have her back. She doesn't trust that Robyn has anyone's back. She doesn't want to be around someone that she can't trust. So she doesn't trust Robyn. And without saying it, she says what most of us are already thinking, and that's that Robyn has a problem with lying. And I think even though Christine has moved on, it seems like she has some resentment that Robyn said she wanted to be in Sister Wives, but then didn't end up wanting to be a sister wife and basically monopolized all of Kody's time. But I think it's probably deeper than that, because even though Christine has moved on, she still doesn't trust Robyn. And frankly, I don't think I would trust Robyn farther than I could throw her. Not even that far. Robyn for sure is a liar about everything. And Janelle basically said that she doesn't have much of a relationship with Robyn and never really did. And she doesn't see her and Robyn ever being friends. So then they went on to talk about Kody.
I would love to know, where do you stand today with Kody?
Well, I don't stand with Kody.
Do you have any kind of
wish
discussion with him? Or?
I wish he had a great relationship with all of his kids. I fully support his relationship with his children. I want him to get along with them great. I want them to get along with him great.
So Christine doesn't stand with Kody because Kody doesn't have great relationships with his kids. And she would hope that he could have better relationships with his kids, but he doesn't have the best relationships with his kids. I think it's going to be challenging for him to have any kind of relationship with his kids, because Kody is a patriarch and he wants everything his way, and his adult children don't want to have to follow his rules. Many of them believe that he's a narcissist, and they are of the opinion that they don't want to have to deal with his abuse. And frankly, I cannot actually disagree with them. you know, Maddie is concerned about his mental stability and the fact that he uses people and he plays games. And I think that it's just not as simple as Kody being a good dad. I think it's that Kody is incapable of being a good father. That's just my opinion. He's neglected their kids and basically abandoned them. And so she doesn't stand with them because of the kids, but I'm sure it's far deeper than that. And then they talked a little bit about where the kids are with Kody.
Some are still hopeful that they'll have a better one. I think he does want to have a good relationship with his kids, and I think that I'm hoping it will happen. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, no, I think that's probably the goal, right? That he will eventually figure out how to have a relationship with his children. It's a little fractured.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So the kids' relationships with Kody are all over the place. All over the place. Some of them have decent ones, but for the most part, he is fractured from them, and they're hopeful, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think Cody's going to change. I don't think Cody's going to suddenly become a better person. I don't think Cody's going to suddenly become more honest. I don't think he's going to become less of a narcissist. I don't think he's going to become less bossy or controlling. And I think that the kids will just probably grow up, and many of them will just move on. And what I think is sort of interesting in all of this is they're going to stay on the show with Kody, and they will film with him, but they will not do couch interviews with him. So they're going to stay on a show with him, but they don't want to like be around him at all. Christine doesn't want to see him when she drops off Truly, you know, that stuff. But they're going to continue on the show with him because they're allowed to be authentic and honest, which I think is hysterical because we all know that not all of them are authentic or honest. I really wish that TLC would just ditch Kody and Robyn and, you know, do Janelle and Christine. But then I kind of wonder if Janelle and Christine would have enough drama for a show at this point. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is what they said about the show.
Like interviewing with them, sitting on the couch? No.
Probably not.
No, I'm going to say no. I would sit with
That is
Janelle
really
on a
awkward.
couch
Yeah,
anytime,
yeah.
but I would not interview with them anymore. They don't need to know what's in my heart and what's in my soul. They already did that, and then I'm not interested in them being in my life. But
Little distance, little boundary setting.
a lot of boundaries and a lot of distance.
So I'll leave you on this incredibly confusing note. Christine does not want them in her life, but she's going to stay on a show with them. She doesn't want to interview with them and share what's on her heart with them on the couch, which I can understand, but they're still going to be able to see her and interact with her through the show. They're also still going to be able to hear what's on her heart on the show. She doesn't want them in her life, but then she wants to stay on a show with them. I really wish these women had other options because I feel like they don't want to be on a show with Kody and Robyn. They just have to be because of contracts. Because I can't think of how this is healthy for anyone. But I guess, I mean, Little People Big World does it, and they find a way to make it work, right? With Amy and Matt in new relationships and doing their own thing. But we'll see how this works, y'all. We'll see how this works. What I took away from this is that they think Robyn's a liar. Kody and Robyn deserve each other. They're glad that Mary left, and they're going to stay on a show, and the kids don't have a good relationship with Kody. Did you think there was parts of this that were awkward? What were your overall takes about this interview? I was overwhelmingly pleased to see them happy and together and seemingly enjoying their lives. That always will make me happy. And Christine and Janelle both looked gorgeous. I loved the outfits that they were wearing. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.